Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of March, 2014, and this is episode 81. Ta-da! That's a lot. I still can't believe we've done that many episodes. Well, we would like to say a big welcome back to all of our returning viewers. We love you. And a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We would like to give a huge thanks and lots of love, lots of love to Denise Chang, who is Denise, because she gave us a donation for the podcast to help with the shipping out of prizes. So thank you so much, Denise, for giving of your hard-earned monies. Love you. We also have some people who introduced themselves in the Ravelry group this week. So if you have not joined our Ravelry group, hit pause right now and go join it. Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. Go ahead. We'll wait. All right, and then once you do that, find the Introduce Yourself thread and introduce yourself, and we will give you a shout out on the next episode. So, or if you're already a member and just haven't introduced yourself yet, go ahead and go introduce yourself, and we'll give you a shout out too, because we love you. So, Damaris, do you want to mention the people who introduced themselves this week?
Sure. Julie R. Knits, who is Julie from Indiana. Bark and Knit, who is Natalie from Florida. Lou Lee, who is Lee from East Riding of Yorkshire. And Debbie Chrisman, who is Debbie from Virginia.
So, welcome to all of you. Thanks for introducing yourself in the introductions thread. We have a lot to talk about this week. Oh my gosh, you should see the show notes, especially for Yummies. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So we probably should get started. So, here we go. So, as you may notice, we are wearing different clothes, and it's a different day that we're recording this part on. We had major technical problems yesterday with the podcast. I was able to finally, after I don't know how many hours, make the rest of the episode work, but this segment of on our needles and spindles did not work correctly. So we are re-recording it right quick, and then hopefully we'll be able to process it in and get it all uploaded. We apologize for the delay. Technology can be a pain in the you-know-what sometimes. So, Damaris, what's on your needles and spindles?
Socks. I don't have my spindle.
You don't have your spindle. Well, you can go get it while I talk about this in a minute. Yeah. So what is this that you're knitting?
These are the Damaris socks by Nicole Masson.
It really looks purple on the screen. That's positive. And what kind of yarn are you using?
The yarn is the Knitting Goddess Merino, 4-ply merino nylon sock in the gorgeous grape colorway. And the yarn, the needles are size US 1.5 2.5 millimeters.
And how far are you into this project?
I'm working on the heel of one of them.
You're doing a different heel though, right?
Yes, the OMG heel by Megan Williams.
And we talked about this when we recorded yesterday, but I'll say it again. There is a really cool new feature on Ravelry where you can put in on your project page that you are being influenced by another pattern. So on Damaris's project page is the Damaris socks is the main pattern, but she was able to also put in the OMG heel as a secondary part of the project. So that's a really cool feature, especially if you like to mix and match things like socks and such. So that's a really cool feature. So, yay for making progress. Okay, you want to go run and get your spindle right quick, and I'll keep you entertained for just a moment. Yeah. So she's going to show you that she's still spinning 50 grams of North Ronaldsay fiber from Hilltop Cloud. And here she comes with said fiber. There it is. So have you finished the bump you were working on?
No.
Show us how much you have left. So I have made a challenge to her that you missed seeing because it was on this part that we recorded yesterday of finishing this bump before the next episode. And that'll put you halfway through this 50 grams, right? And you also missed me like trying to wear it as a mustache with like a really curly end. Yeah. So I am challenging you. You have heard it here second because she heard it here first yesterday. Are you accepting my challenge?
Sure.
Okay, so next week she will have this part of the fiber done. All right, anything else you want to say about this stuff? No. Okay, let me show you what I'm working on. I started a new project. This yarn is Wandering Wool Rock Creek Sock in the Aurora Borealis colorway. There's the label. It's 100% superwash merino, so I did not want to do socks with it because it has no nylon in it. So instead, I am doing a pattern by my sweet friend Zena, who is Knitty Natter Zena on Ravelry. And she gifted me her pattern, Sowing the Seeds Cowl. And I'm almost through one repeat. I'm a little further than when we recorded yesterday because I did a few more rows. And all these cool UK stitch markers were a welcome to the UK gift from Zena when we moved here. It's a great pattern. Very, very easy to do, and I am knitting this as a gift for someone, but we can't tell you. Spoilers. So, I am working on this. I am also still working on the super, super secret project, but it's in my Knit Run Dig Doctor Who bag now, because both projects will fit in this one bag, and it's amazing, and I love it. So, I'm still working on that. I can tell you it's socks. I am finished with the first sock of this pair, and the second sock I have now done the toe and 2 full repeats of the pattern on the foot. So I need to get it done so that I can send it to test knitters to work on. And then the only other thing I'm working on is spinning. I'm still spinning the 50 grams of merino and Tessa silk from the Border Tart. So here it is on this spindle, and when you watch Yummies in a little bit, you'll see that I started spinning it on a new spindle, and I tell you all about the new spindle in the Yummy segment. But I am in love with this Turkish spindle. So that's what I'm spinning. So that is everything. We are going to stop right here, and hopefully this will process correctly, and we will get the episode out to you very soon. Thanks for your understanding and your support. Y'all said very nice things when I was ready to punch a hole in the wall or pull my hair out, or what was my other thing? Scream and cry my eyes out. Those were my 3 things that I was ready to do yesterday. So we apologize for the delay and for the problems. Hopefully this will fix it. All right.
Now we're going to talk about her one finished project.
Yes, and I actually have it on my neck. So here it is all wrapped up snug. Let me pull it down to where I can wear it like this. So what this is, my hair just went crazy. That's the graft right there. I won't show you that. Ooh, that's pretty true to color. This is the Sweetness Cowl by Tin Can Knits, and I knit it on US 9s 5.5 mil in Peace Fleece worsted in the Antarctica white and the Perestroika pink colorways. Now the actual pattern divides the color in half evenly, but I had way more of the pink than I did of the off-white, so I changed it up a little bit. I love how it turned out. And it's actually, that's half because it's grafted together. So it's actually a pretty good size. What I did was I blocked it flat, and then afterwards, after it was dry, I did a 3-needle bind off. So I picked up the provisional cast on and had the other, I had blocked the other just still on the needles. So I am pretty pleased with how this turned out. Of course now it's getting warm enough that you don't want to wear it. It's too cozy, so it'll be great for next winter. And it's actually pretty soft. It's got a nice halo on it. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But when I soaked it, we put hair conditioner in with it to soften it up, and it really did. My only really complaint about the yarn is it had quite a bit of veg matter in it. So I was constantly picking veg matter out of the wool when I was knitting it. But other than that, and I'm still kind of picking out veg matter here and there whereas I find it. But I love, love, love how it turned out. Great pattern, and it's a free pattern, the Sweetness Cow. So highly recommend it. And that's all I finished this week, so. You ready to move on to the next segment? All right, here we go. And now it's time for my favorite part of our show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And we have a lot this week. We got our tax refund in this last week, and we had been making a list of things that we would like to purchase or take care of when we got it in. So we have quite a few yummies to show you this week. One thing I didn't put in the show notes that I am so epically proud of is we finally paid off our final credit card. We had not used it, gosh, in probably 6 years. But we were paying it off, trying to get it paid off, and we paid off the last chunk of it with part of the tax refund. So it's gone. We have no credit card debt at all. We have gazillions of dollars of student loan debt, but that at least has a purpose and not. We had to make a decision, and we decided not to use credit cards at this point in our life. So anyway. As you may notice, we have a new camera, and it's brilliant. It's a very good thing we tested it yesterday, because she's playing with one of her new toys, because there were some hiccups, but we got it, we got them ironed out, hopefully, so we will see what happens when we actually plug these videos into the computer and make it work. So hopefully it works out smoothly, and I think the color is going to be much better and the lighting is going to be much better with this camera because it's an actual camcorder. It's camcorder video camera. So let us know what you think of the images. And hopefully this way we'll be able to do some shooting outside and such like that. Yeah. We would like to say a big thank you to Louise Hunt, who is Louise of the Caithness Craft Collective podcast. She gave us a shout out on her show, and we would like to say congratulations because she just recorded her 100th episode. Kudos. We love you. What are you doing? We're supposed to be making a heart. There we go. Way to go, Louise. And just because you asked for it, go, 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 run faster, 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 hurry, the zombies are chasing you, hurry, go, 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 go. If you listen to her podcast, you will understand that. If you aren't listening, you should listen to it. She has a brilliant audio podcast. She's also from here in the UK, and it's lovely. So, now, let's talk about the next stuff. We got some things and you've got these ones. So, Scottish Fibres is a company here in Scotland. Obviously, Scottish Fibres, and they sell several things, fiber and related, and wheels and such. But we also got some tools that we ordered from them. So, first up, yes, we actually got a real nitty knotty, and this is an Ashford. Because we had been just making do with something else. So we actually have a real nitty knotty now. We also, they threw in a wraps per inch tool. I don't know if this is going to come out right on the screen or if it's going to be backwards like it's showing on when we're recording.
It'll come out right.
Hopefully it comes out right. And then we had ordered from them a Turkish spindle. So you want to show that? Oh, I had been wanting to try a Turkish spindle, and we got this one in, and I tried to spin with it, and it was too heavy for the weight of spinning that I do. However, Damaris tends to spin thicker than I do, so I generously gifted it to her and bought a mini Turkish spindle. Hold them up beside each other. Let's look at the difference in size. This one, I don't know how much it weighs even. I'll have to see if I can find. But I got this one from Carrie Spindles on Etsy. There's a link in the show notes. I love it. And I'm able to spin even finer than I was on my other spindle with it. And I adore it. I had to learn how to do the half-hitched knot. Are you dubbing me something? What am I being dubbed? Mama?
Sure.
Sure. I mentally W. I mentally W Damaris of the almonds. Anyway, I love this, and I've only spun on it just yesterday. It just came yesterday. So I spun on it last night, and I love it, love it, love it. So I have a feeling this will become my primary spindle. And it was very affordable and very fast shipping. They're from here in the UK. Oh, I didn't put this on the show notes, but we also got a yarn swift. Huzzah. And I'm looking for the thing. Okay, I need to go this way. You can, it's got holes so you can adjust the size of for whatever size skein you have. And it's made by ChowGoo. I don't think it says anywhere on the wood that it is, but on the paperwork it said it was made by ChowGoo. And it comes apart so we don't have to keep it put together and have to find a place for it because we're in a small flat. So so I like that. So
it's a giant cross for vampires.
If you look on Instagram, you'll see Damaris's video yesterday. I took a picture of this put together and sent it to the hubs, and he was like, "What is it? An alien spacecraft landing something or other?" And so Damaris and I made a video and put it on Instagram. It's quite humorous. She's singing the X-Files theme. Do, 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 do.
No, you have to go.
So, we have a yarn
So
swift.
it's for vampires.
It's for vampires. When we watch Buffy.
Yeah.
Or when we watch Bones and we go, "David, are you being a vampire or an FBI agent?" Alright. And then we got so much wool, it's not even crazy. You can tell my stash way grew up there. So let's show the stuff we got.
And that day her stash grew 3 sizes.
Let's talk about the wool that we got from Ginger Twist Studio. So Ginger Twist Studio is our local yarn shop here in Edinburgh, and it is owned and run by the lovely Jess. And she's amazing. She runs the knitting group we go to on Monday nights too. Damaris and I are going to be knitting the Delancey cardigan for our sweater cowl. But we're doing it in different colors. So we got the same wool, brand wool. It's King Cole Merino Blend DK. It is 100% pure new wool superwash, and each skein is 50 grams, 123 yards, 112 meters. I got, I don't know the color names, it's just numbers. This is 94. And this one is 36. So this gray, this silvery gray will be the main color of my Delancey with pink stripes.
This will be my main color with these stripes. Ravenclaw.
So as you can see up there, I needed like 13 or something of the main color and like 4 of this.
I got 9, I think, of these and 3 of these.
So
Or maybe it was 6 of these.
we now have our wool so we can cast on our sweaters. I don't know if that'll happen this week, but we have the wool. And then I Ursel ordered wool. Uh-oh, I'm missing one. Oh, I didn't bring it down here, that's why. I also got wool in from Amazon. This is Four Seasons Grundel Hot Socks print. It is 75% wool and 25% polyamide. This is the 519 color. It's shades of blue with some kind of gray.
Does it have nylon?
The polyamide is nylon. So this is the 519 color. I got 4 skeins of this to knit birthday socks for the hubs and also for a friend of ours. And then this one is the same brand, and this is the 517 color. I got 2 skeins of it to knit socks for a friend for her birthday. And then I joined the train. I jumped on the train and got some Regia Floramania color.
Let me see. I want to see if I can figure out how to pronounce it.
This colorway is the 07185. I don't know what the name is. But yes, it is purple and hot pink. And it is 100 grams, 420 meters, 460 yards. And this one, yes, is lime greens and yellows. It's color 07186.
Oh, now I want some neon yarn.
So I will be doing some just probably vanilla socks out of these two.
I've been wearing mismatching socks, and those would make great mismatching socks.
They were really affordable. What we can look if you
neon socks.
You have some money, so we could order some.
Yay!
I want to say with shipping it was like about 16 pounds maybe for both skeins. So that's not too bad.
So many things to add to my stash.
I know, Damaris has all this stuff that she's going to add to my stash for me. All right, then I got a new toy. In this lovely pink case.
Yes. It is a notebook.
It is. I'm trying to get it back to the beginning so that they didn't see the show notes. An iPad mini. And yes, knit happens. And I am in love with it, and it is amazing. And we're actually using it for show notes right now. I got to get back to the show notes. I've been watching podcasts on it. I just adore it, adore it. And I love the Kindle app on it much better than actually the Kindle app on the Kindle Fire, which collections. There's not a way to do collections of books on the Kindle Fires. They took it away for some reason. It used to be on the other Kindles. You can do this in the Kindle app for the iPad.
Unless they update it and take it away.
I hope they don't. Don't take it away. Because I've made some categories like fiction favorites and nonfiction favorites and nonfiction to reads. Because, you know, I'm reading at least 12 nonfiction books this year. And I have a currently reading collection. It's brilliant. Brilliant. So I am totally in love with my new iPad mini. I have not named her yet. I'm thinking her name might be Lorelei.
You already named one of your things, Lorelei.
But I don't have it anymore.
I don't remember what it was. What was it?
I don't know. I don't have it anymore.
Was it your laptop?
Yeah, I think it was one of my laptops. I don't have it anymore, so.
Dell laptop.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and so now we are now to GGK Crafty Pad. That was a lot of stuff I told you. GGK Crafty Pad, our theme this month is colors.
The rainbow.
And so we're going to stop right here and put in
5 photos from other people that we liked. One photo from a person, not 5 photos from a single person.
plus.
Plus 1 photo each of ours.
Yes. So we'll stop and put those in right quick, and we'll be right back. Sorry, I had to take a drink after talking to you about all that yumminess. So those were our favorite pictures this week. If you've not participated before, it's not too late. All you do is take a picture that goes with the prompt of the day and then post it with hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. We pick our favorites from Instagram, but you're welcome to post them other places like Twitter, Facebook, Ravelry, etc., etc., etc. We have a big, cool photo challenge coming in April.
We just got suddenly illuminated.
We did a little bit of sun, but at least it's not like making us weird like the other camera was.
Yes, we're not.
Yeah, it's just a little
We're
brighter.
not turning all the colors of the rainbow.
The sun just came out from behind the clouds. So anyway, next month we're going to be doing a really cool photo challenge that is going to be sponsored. So watch for information on that in the next week or so. And there will be prizes. We'll be giving out prizes, and the sponsor will be giving out prizes. So watch for all those details, and we'll talk about the details more in depth in a couple weeks. What's today? The
19th.
The 19th. So maybe next episode we'll talk. So anyway, watch for those details coming soon. All right, Scotland. We went to our normal Monday night knitting club, the Town Mouse Knitting Club. And if you're in Edinburgh, we'd love for you to come join in on the fun. And then we also this week attended the Edinburgh Guild of Weavers, Spinners, and Dyers. We got free fiber. There was somebody giving away fiber. We have no clue what this is, so that's going to be fun to put in our stashes. Damaris and I are going to share this. So this is kind of just an off-white. It's really soft. And then, can you hold that? There's this brown. It's more of a chocolatey brown, and I was thinking about spinning this and doing some kind of project where I'm going to stripe this with the hot pink poonies that I did. And then there's a little bump of this. That's just a tiny little piece.
There's much more in there than I realized.
There's this, and then there is a kind of tan. So,
so many.
yeah, so, Damaris and I will split this up and share it and use it.
It's as large as my head.
It might be nice to like, do a gradient of all these shades.
It's as large as my head.
Yeah, so, that was cool that we got some free fiber. All right, I think that's it for Yummies. So I think we're going to move on to the next segment. Go ahead.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So what are we reading?
You're both reading Emma by Jane Austen.
I think we're both at about the 50% mark. Because we didn't talk about this in the last segment, but when I got the mini iPad, for me, the hubs took my Kindle Fire because it was the newest one that we had, and then Damaris took the hubs because it was a second generation one, and she had the first generation one. So the first generation one has been wiped clean, and we're actually going to send it to my niece and nephews to have. And so everybody got a newer thing. We kind of did a hand-me-down thing. So now you can see page numbers and percentages when you couldn't on the first generation. So I think we're both at like around 50%.
I can see percentages.
Oh, you can see percentages, but you couldn't see page numbers. You could just see locations. That's what it was. But you can see page numbers now with your new one. Yes. Okay. I finished reading Organized Simplicity, The Clutter-Free Approach to Intentional Living by Tish Oxenreider. That was my fourth nonfiction book to read this year. My goal was to read one a month, and so I'm ahead. And so I have started, my new nonfiction read is Confessions of a Prayer Slacker by Diane Moody. I've only read the introduction, so. This is so brilliant. We have my iPad down here with the notes from our TV shows and such, so we can just look down here instead of looking over there like we do on the computer. Brilliant. All right, you want to talk about the first one?
Sure. Criminal Minds. We finished season 5. And we started season 6.
JJ!
JJ!
Oh. I know the spoiler about JJ though, and I'm not telling her. I'm not spoiling her. I don't know like all the details, I just know the spoiler. And Reed's hair. Boy band.
I just wanna... No.
He's got boy band hair now.
It's so cute. It's cupcake hair. It's shaped like a cupcake and sweater vests.
So, yeah. Maybe we'll get to watch them today. We'll see. Leverage. The husband and I are still watching. We are watching season 5, and I think we only have maybe half a dozen episodes left. So, we watched one last night where I can't think what her name is. The girl. Parker. She like broke her leg or something, and so she was stuck back in the house where, like the apartment above the bar where they kind of is their headquarters, and they were all gone on a job, but she was like getting really bored and spying on things happening in the bar and stopped a kidnapping because of her spying. It was actually a pretty good episode. We finished watching series 1 of Broadchurch, and oh my gosh, I did not see it coming who the killer was at all.
You're just moving your head so you can see the box move.
It's kind of funny. The camera has like these boxes around our faces, like to focus on our faces, and if you move, it makes the boxes but I really did not see it coming, who the murderer was. So now my question is, okay, can you take your hand off my head? When the US remakes it, will it be the same storyline? Will it be the same killer? So will I be spoiled all along because it'll be the same killer? I don't know. But apparently there's supposed to be a series 2 coming at some point. And thanks to y'all's many of y'all's suggestions, we started watching Haven. We are in season 1, and we're enjoying it. It's a sci-fi show, and it's a pretty good show. We're enjoying it, so thanks for the suggestions. All right, you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. Musketeers, episodes 7 and 8, because we didn't talk about it last week.
Oh, I was supposed to move that over there. Sorry. Yeah, because we watched that one too.
Okay, so...
7.
Wait, you wrote that.
I wrote, for episode 7, A Rebellious Woman. 12 almost died. He is so evil. 12, Peter Capaldi, the new Doctor.
And then for episode 8, you spelled D'Artagnan really wrong.
Tartanian.
No, that's not what it is. It's D''Artagnan.
Well, let's not tell them how I did spell it. This was for episode 8, The Challenge.
Yes, so he's a musketeer.
Yes, he became a musketeer. And so what's the next episode?
Knight Takes Queen.
Yes, on Sunday. All right, we watched Intelligence. We watched episode 10, Cain and Gabriel. It was about a man who was a quadriplegic because of a chemical accident, and so he tried to make a bunch of people ill with the same thing so that research will be done for a cure. And it was the guy from Spin City and also from Bunheads, Hubble, who was the bad guy in that episode. We did not watch yet the episode from Monday, the 17th, 1.11, The Gray Hat, and then next week's episode is 1.12, The Event Horizon. All right, you're up next. I can't spell, okay? But you still know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, talk about the next one.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes Men.
This was episode 15.
Sif from Thor.
Yes.
And May knows that they know. I know you know.
So, Coulson told Sky about the drug that saved him and Sky's life and how the drug was made, what he found in the, was that the Tahiti episode? But May knows about it and she was reporting the knowledge to someone else over the phone. But we don't know who. And there's not a new episode, there was not a new episode yesterday. The next episode is...
End of the beginning.
The episode 16 on the 25th. Then we watched Revolution, episode 2.16, Exposition Boulevard. That makes me think of, like, it should be one of the Schoolhouse Rocks. Exposition Boulevard.
What is the title supposed to mean?
Conjunction Junction. What's your function?
What is the title supposed to mean?
I don't know exactly what they were referencing with that. But these teenagers had numbers tattooed on the inside of their eyelids, and if somebody said those numbers, they became under the commander's control and would kill people or do what they told them to do. And Priscilla is working with the nanotechnology, and I really hope a blackout doesn't happen in real life, because we'd be screwed, pretty much. I told the Hubs that when we were watching it, and he laughed at me. We'd be screwed. Okay? Okay. The next new episode is actually on tonight, the 19th. Episode 2.17, Why We Fight. Huzzah! That's what I feel like. So first we had Schoolhouse Rock, and now we have Huzzah! Okay, what's the next one?
Psych. A touch of Sweeble.
Have you decided to stop saying the episode numbers?
Oh, 8.8.
8.8. A touch of
Sweeble. Everybody calm down. Just calm down.
I must say they have jumped the shark at least a dozen times now. Jumped the shark. There's only like 2 or 3 episodes left, I think. What's the next one?
8.9, A Nightmare on State Street.
It's actually on tonight. We're watching season 1 of Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. You want to talk about the next one? Oh, I found the title. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not.
But it's on hiatus. There was a bunch of new titles. I'll have to show them all to you. There was like 3 or 4 new titles. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, we should tell you what we're talking about, huh?
Elementary 2.18, The Hound of the Cancer Cells.
That title cracked me up. Okay.
And so Sherlock was hyper because he'd had a coffee or 3 with his tea.
Yeah.
So
that's how you would be if you had coffee or 3 with your tea.
Are you okay? You seem hyper. I may have had a coffee or 3 with my tea this morning.
Yeah, it was about like this technology, the episode, not the coffee. The technology where they were like creating where like it was like a breathalyzer, but it could tell if you had cancer cells in your body. That would be amazing. Okay, what's the next new episode?
Wait.
Oh, okay,
wait.
go ahead. Sorry.
Joan and Marcus, they're really cute. I like them.
Okay, anything else before you tell us about the new episode?
No.
Okay, tell them.
2.19, The Mini Mouths of Aaron Colville.
And that doesn't come back till April the 3rd. Big Bang Theory, we're watching season 7. Oh, it was they were playing a game of murder. Oh, and Sheldon was seeing his mom in Texas and was not pleased with her behavior. Yeah, it was an interesting episode. We're watching Once Upon a Time season 3. What happened? I can't even remember.
Things. Stuff. Regina and the witch.
Oh yeah, the witch from Oz, who is from Lost. Yeah, I was doing something when we were watching it. I think my new iPad had come.
It did.
When we were watching it, so I really didn't watch. I played with my new iPad. The Hubs loves the show. I'm not as huge a fan as he is. We are watching Bones Season 9. We watched that yesterday. It was a good episode. Yeah. And then you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. Castle 6.18, The Way of the Ninja.
Ninjas exist. Oh, yeah, because Castle and Beckett were talking about whether they would have a boring marriage or not. Nope. They hunt down criminals. How are they going to have a boring marriage? Okay, what's the next new episode?
6.19, The Greater Good.
That's next week, the 24th. Yeah, that should be next week. And then
An ominous title.
The Greater Good. Boom, boom, boom. And then finally, the Hubs and I are watching How I Met Your Mother, Season 9. I think there's only like 2 new episodes left. This one, the Hubs and I watched it last night, and we saw, oh, I just forgot their names. Ted and the mother, I don't know what her name is, have their first date. And it was very sweet.
How many more episodes are there?
I think there's only like 2 left. Yeah. And that is what we're watching and reading. All right, on to the next segment.
And now I'm introducing the segment.
What segment are you introducing?
The May-April...
You did this last week too.
The March, April, May sweater cowl.
Unless you're knitting the cowl, unless you're knitting the sweater in...
Knitting the cowl.
No, we're not having a cowl. We're having a sweater cowl. Unless you're knitting the sweater in reverse. May, April, March.
What do you like? Have it finish and you're like unraveling
You're
it.
So, this cowl, the March, April, May sweater cowl, started on March the 1st and runs through May 31st. You couldn't have cast it on before May the 1st. March the 1st, I mean.
We're giving you 1 month to do the sweater,
No.
but we're just having it there for 2 months, just because.
Sorry, our months are confused. Maybe that should be the name of this episode, in which our months are confused. And we'll have prizes and all that jazz. There's a chatter thread in the group where you can ask questions and talk, and there's an FO thread. Any adult, child, or baby sweater that you knit, crochet, or weave counts. And guess what? We had 2 FOs this week. So, Damaris, why don't you tell us who finished a sweater this week?
Sure. Kazi Nono and Desi72.
Huzzah! Kudos. No, you can't do it that way.
I can, though.
Great job, y'all. So, keep working on your sweaters.
See?
Damaris and I will eventually start our sweaters now that we have the wool in.
It's a heart.
I see. So get those sweaters done and posted in the cowl, because we can't wait to see all your finished sweaters. And we now have a bag of prizes, not just a shelf that I was throwing them on. Not really throwing them, kind of stacking them haphazardly, but now they're in a bag, so we have prizes. Or if you want to donate a prize, contact us. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Hey!
Hiya!
What's that?
What's up?
I don't know. I don't remember what you do.
We're going to talk about, we're going to do the, you going to do it or you want me to?
I don't remember who introduces the segment.
It's usually you, but I'll do it. It's okay. We're going to have to ask the Geeky Girl segment. And this is a segment where you ask us a question, and then we answer it. Who would have thought? So, Damaris, do we have a question this week?
We do.
Well, why don't you just, read it to us then? Okay. You're kind of a little silly. It's all right.
Librarian Kate 7578, who is...
Sorry. That's my friend texting us because she had some bad news. But I will text her back in a few minutes.
Librarian Kate 7578, who is Kate from Connecticut, asks, there is a historic referendum on Scottish independence from the UK coming up this fall. What are your thoughts on Scottish independence? How may this affect the Hubs' studies at the University of Edinburgh? Are you making plans on changing your legal status in such a way so that you can participate in the referendum vote?
Okay. So we're putting a link in the show notes because Kate referenced an article in this. So yes, there is a referendum going to be voted on, I believe it's in September, about whether Scotland should essentially secede from the Union. I mean, you guys in the US know what I'm talking about, right? So whether Scotland should not be part of the UK anymore, should be independent. From what we've heard about it, I don't think it'll pass. It seems like people are either vocally for it or vocally against it. There's like really not a lot of middle ground from what we've heard. As far as we know, this should not affect the hub's studies at the university. Because he has a visa to study and is getting his funding from the US, not from the UK. So it should not be a problem. At this point, we have not lived here long enough to be able to change our status, to be able to vote. From what I understand, if the Hubs was an employee of the university, he could vote. But he's not. He is just a student. Now, if we were here, I don't know how many years it is. I want to say it's something like 7 or 8 years. We could apply and pay a lot of money to be able to have citizenship, like a dual citizenship, so here and the US both, so that we can vote, but that is not, the time frame has not happened. So we've only been here like 6 months. So at this point, it really is not impacting us. And honestly, I have very limited knowledge of what's actually going on with it, since we can't vote in it or anything. But from what we have heard, it doesn't seem like it's going to pass. It seems like it's going to stay the way it is. So, that is... You have anything to say on this? Maybe you should study the Scottish government so that we can understand more about it.
I prefer to study the arts. Thank you.
Okay. So, thank you for the question, Kate. That was a good question. What should they do if somebody has a question for us?
Go to our Ravelry group and find the Ask the Geeky Girls thread and just post your question.
Yep, because we're just kind of going through the list and answering them as we get to them. So, I think we have about 4 more questions currently in there. So, if you have a question, go ask it, because we don't want to run out of questions. So, thanks, Kate, for the question. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And with that, hiya. We've reached the end of the show. Yeah. So, do we have any announcements? I don't think so. Let us know what you think of the camera, if the quality is better, the video. We hope it is. I think that's about it. So why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com.
Mm-hmm.
And there are links to everywhere else we're online. iTunes, YouTube, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Etc. And can't wait to hear what y'all thought of the show. And thanks for joining us. We love y'all. You're amazing.
Come on. Yeah, see, it's a heart.
It's not as pointy in the inside. You're gonna like just locate your arm or something. We hope y'all have an amazing week. And stop.
Hi.
We hope y'all have an amazing week and happy knitting and spinning and crafting. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.